The war between the Terran Confederation and the Letherian Dominion had burned for decades. Humans were called stubborn, impulsive, even reckless by their alien foes, but that same recklessness had kept them alive. Lieutenant Maya Rias had been assigned to a forward research outpost on a barren moon. Her job wasn't fighting, it was studying the strange resonance fields the Letherians used to bend space. When her station was raided, she was captured, not by a soldier, but by a Letherian scientist named Kal-El. Letherians were crystalline beings of light and sound, their bodies refracting in shimmering hues. To humans they looked like walking sculptures. They had no faces, but their pulses of color carried meaning. Kal-El had been ordered to dissect human resilience. Instead, he found himself fascinated by Maya's heartbeat, the sound of life in a body of water and blood, so unlike the harmonic hum of his kind. At first, they spoke only through gestures and crude translation software. But Maya began tapping rhythms on the glass of her containment cell. Kal-El answered with pulses of light. Over weeks, those rhythms became sentences, sentences became jokes, and jokes became confessions. He told her that Letherians could not comprehend the human idea of love. They resonated in clusters but did not bond for life. She told him love wasn't just a bond, it was a choice to protect someone even at cost to yourself. When a Terran strike team finally arrived to rescue Maya, the Letherian guards prepared to execute her rather than let her escape. Kal-El stepped in front of the weapon beams, shattering part of his own crystalline body to shield her. In that instant Maya realized he had understood, he'd chosen to protect her. Bleeding fragments of light, Kal-El used the station's warp node to throw Maya to safety. But as the beam swallowed her, she reached back and pulled him through. They emerged together aboard the Terran ship. One human and one alien, both scarred but alive. In the months that followed, Kal-El recovered in a containment chamber adapted to his biology. Maya visited every day, teaching him Terran languages, and he taught her to hear his resonance without translators. What began as a study became a partnership. When the war finally ended, the first treaty signed between their peoples bore two signatures, a human's name in ink, and a Letherian's pulse recorded in light. The galaxy whispered about the strange pair who had turned enemies into allies. Maya and Kal-El never called it love out loud. But when his light dimmed she reached for him, and when her heartbeat raced he steadied it with a low hum only she could feel. Across all the stars, there was a new kind of pulse, one made of blood and crystal, defying everything both species had believed.